Hi, let me quickly walk you through the problem statement that I was working on. This is a news group search app which basically lets the user to search based on a keyword and a time interval that they want the results to be grouped in. So this was the problem statement. You can pause and read through it. There was an API given to us, the NewsAPI, which had a keyword to be mentioned, and it used to return the results. And my job was to build a backend and front end which massages up the results and shows it up on UI. So I've added a readme file which describes the whole project properly. I have a flow diagram which I'll quickly explain, so the user can use the UI or Postman to request something. The server first checks if the user has opted for an offline mode or if the public API is down. In either of the cases, the results are fetched from cache, which is filled whenever we query the API. So if it is not offline mode and the API is up, we query the everything API and we fill the cache with it as well. This is a scheduler as well. I've added this extra functionality to make this project a better functionality. This scheduler runs at every duration which is mentioned in the properties file, and it fetches the top headlines and fills it up in the cache. So if at all, whenever we are searching for something and we don't find things in cache, we basically show the user the top headlines. Then we again see if the articles returned by the everything API, we clean them up and we see if there are articles in the response. If there are, then we return it to the UI, otherwise we just show the headlines from the cache. So this is pretty much it. The structure, as you can see, we have front end and back end. I've also written test cases for the back end. So if we look here, I've got around 99% of the lines are covered and 100% classes are covered. The structure looks something like we have cache, we have configuration, we have controller, model, and service. So it is following all the 12 HateOS properties, 12-factor HateOS principles, and I've also followed solid and some design patterns inside. I've got a Swagger UI as well, which lets you look at the specs of the API, and this is how the search app looks like. So in here also you can try it out. You can send in queries. You can say Apple 12 days. This is false. Once you query it, you can see things in here in the results. I've also added in the results, you can see time bucket, the articles against it with all the details, and down below in the end you will see a message which says fetch results for Apple from everything API. Had I chosen the offline mode, it would have been showing the message as could not find results for Apple, enjoy the headlines for now, because there's a cache eviction policy in place as well, which removed the Apple keyword from the cache. So if I do an online mode and then I quickly go true and execute it again, then things are fetched from cache and it is very quick. So right now things are fetched from cache, fetch results for Apple from cache. I've kept the cache eviction policy a bit low for now for the demo purpose. So let's see it how things look in UI as well. I'll put 12, let's put it weeks this time. This toggle is for offline mode. First we look for online. It goes and gets the values, puts thumbnails. If there's no image, then I've put a basic image of latest news. You can see the interval number, the articles, the from and to of the bucket, and the number of articles as well. And this is a horizontal scroll. You can scroll in, you can click on read more to open the news in a new tab, and if you scroll down you can see the next bucket. So right now there are no more buckets. There's only one bucket because they're not showing news before 12 weeks. So if I make this days and I search it, I can see multiple buckets here as well. Now the good thing is that if I quickly do an offline mode and I say 15 days or 5 days and I search, it is very quick because it is fetching things from cache. Now since I've put up a cache eviction policy, this search would take longer because again not cache, because cache has been cleaned up. So this is pretty much it. Also I've added things like putting default values from headlines. So let's say this is in online mode. Oh, right. So I basically queried Apple for 16 days in offline mode, and I was not getting results for Apple because the cache eviction policy kicked in and it removed things. So now it is giving me enjoy the headlines for now because I don't have any results for Apple in my cache. Had this been in online mode, it would have fetched things from API. So this helps things there, but of course we can improve the UI, and I didn't have much time to work on it, so it's quite a basic project for now.